Coach Toyin. Welcome to today's session, today's live session. Welcome from those, we have people joining from different parts of the world, those joining from different parts of the world. So do feel free to drop a comment, let us know where you're joining from. And if you have any questions as I continue today's session, do feel free to share. And then for those on audio, feel free to also come up to the stage if you would like to engage in the discussion. Okay, let's get started. So, this is building up from the previous session on spiritual psychology. What's your relationship with your past, present, and your future? And today it's this idea of you understanding how to manage the past so that it doesn't steal, rob, impact your future negatively. So, the very first thing I want to share is that your past, present, and future is within you, is actually here and now. Okay. Oftentimes, when people think about the past, we always think about the past or as something that has passed on, that you've moved past from. But in actual fact, all of your life experiences that you've moved through, they are now stored in memory. And the memories look exactly based on how you experienced the world, the stories you told yourself about what happened, the collective intelligence, information, insights, emotions that you extracted, the meaning you drew out of those experiences, those things are stored within you. They're within you. Okay. So to explain it better, let's use the analogy of a computer. So a computer has files and folders, right? So as you're using your computer, right? Things are stored in compartments, right? If you open an Excel file, whatever you type, you save it, it's stored, it's there, it's in the memory. So your past is within you, the memories of your past experiences and your conclusions, decisions, stories, belief system, the belief system you've crafted out of those experiences, they are part of your makeup right now. They're not outside of you, they are within you. Similarly, the future and the present is also within you. Also, your future is in another folder that you've not worked on. You've not opened those folders. The present is the folder that is open right now. This moment is what, right, will become your past, right? So this moment will determine what you store. Okay, this is the window of the future, is the door into the future. And seriously, it's also going to be, right, the foundation of the future. And also, shortly, it will move into your past. When you sleep tonight and you wake up tomorrow morning, the future becomes today, and today becomes the past. So everything that you experience today, the decisions you make today, the investments you make today, right? Wherever you show up today, wherever you put your time, energy, and resources, right, will move into the folder, will become your past. So, in a way, you actually get to decide what gets stored within you, okay, and what you carry into the future. Because whatever you store that becomes your past, you roll it in to the future. You wake up tomorrow morning with today added into tomorrow, right? The person that wakes up tomorrow just added a full day of experience, right? When you woke up today, the person who woke up is the collection, the collective, right? The summary of all of your experiences. That's the person who woke up today. When you wake up tomorrow, you had on today's experiences, the information you gather today, the decisions you make today, right, will just be adding up. So that's what's happening. So as you move through life, as you move through life, your memory bank grows because you're adding on more experiences, you're growing. That's why we talk about growing, not just physical growth. Your storage bank is growing at the pace of your experiences. So if you travel, let's say you go to Paris, you go on vacation. Let's say today you are enjoying, and you're lying down, experiencing the beach, on and on and on. That experience will add on to your memory bank. And those who didn't experience that, if they're sitting at an office somewhere, whatever happened today in your office will add on to your memory bank. So you are storing your experiences. And in my school, there's a program, the emotional intelligence class for entrepreneurs, right? One of the things I explained is how you form memory, how you make decisions, how you have to be very, very careful. The stories you are crafting out of your experiences, because that story in of itself is what is within you. So you find out that five people can experience the same thing, but their conclusions, right? Their experience, right? How they experience it, the story they talk about, what they store, what they walk away with, how they feel, the emotions that really runs through them will be different. Why is it different? It's because it mixes up with all the layers and layers of beliefs that is already within them. So in a way, this moment you're experiencing it, part of it is what I'm sharing, but most of it is your conclusions. The stories you're telling yourself about what you're experiencing, and how you're informing yourself and governing yourself, how you want to store it, and how you potentially want to use it in the future, and who you're going to become because of this experience. And so you have a decision always to decide: do you extract positive meaning from life, or do you extract negative meanings from life? And based on that decision, your memory emotion will store, right? That's what talk when we start talking about triggers and trauma and all of those things, that certain things that repeats itself, when they do repeat themselves, right? If it was stored as negative, when it happens again, your reaction will be negative. If it was stored as positive, when it happens, if it happens again, to be positive. And in a way, it becomes also the magnet that pulls in what that future looks like, right? Because if it's already familiar, you're going to attract things that are familiar within you, right? You're going to keep repeating that pattern until you disrupt it. So today's topic is about understanding that and then saying, when you investigate or interrogate or go deep into your archive, your memory bank, if you don't want the future to look like the past, you have to do some work, inner work. Now, if your past is perfect and you just want to repeat, you don't need to change, make any changes. You don't need to disrupt anything. Listen, you just need to keep doing what you're doing. You'll be fine. But the moment you decide that you want more out of life than you're currently able to acquire for yourself, this is where we talk about upgrade. This is when you need an upgrade, right? Is that the system has to be stretched, right? The mindset, emotional intelligence, right? On and on skill sets, is that you now have to grow, you have to expand, you have to break beyond just the limitations of the past, because the past is always limited, because it's getting you what it can get you today. If you want more, you have to upgrade. So think about the computer analogy as well, is that every couple of times Microsoft will upgrade the operating system. Why is that? Whether to improve performance, right? Whether to process files better, whether to delete viruses. Maybe they found a loophole, right? Something they programmed before, right? There's now a loophole. So they want to close that loophole. Life is that way as well. There are certain things you may have absorbed or brought into your system that you now have to confront, address, delete. I always say delete the viruses. Now, when people don't do this work, okay, what just happens is you repeat, you just keep repeat, you keep repeating your past experiences. That's just what it means, is that nothing will change if you don't change, right? If what you did yesterday, you repeat it today, you repeat it tomorrow, you repeat it all over again, you will keep experiencing life exactly the same way, right? That's what it means. If you do nothing, right, then nothing major happens. Now, there are also times when I see people striving to improve and all of those things, and depending on the quality of your transformation, the how transformative whatever you're doing is, it will in fact impact the quality of the future. So I always use this analogy of sometimes people are just saying the caterpillar should keep working faster. Instead of, for me, my program is transform into the butterfly, which is a lot more intense, right? It creates a lasting impact because you can write the future in a different way if you completely transform. But most people are just making incremental changes, additions, or and subtractions. There's another equation of life. When I talk about the quantum leap, is that you can go all drastic. You can shift your mindset. You can improve your skill set. You can deepen, you can do inner work that will radically shift you to higher dimensions. Right? It does take time. This is more, it requires a whole lot more um, reflection, self-reflection, right? It's not just something of, oh, take this class, you'll be fine. Nothing, no, 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 no. Nothing like that will yield you the deep transformation of really sitting with yourself, interrogating your past, shifting how you actually process and extract meaning out of life. Like your conclusions right now are framed, right, by the stories of your past. So if you want those conclusions and your life experiences to be different, you have to go back to the stories, how it was formed, how you were programmed, right? The limitations of that program becomes the limitation of the future, right? The stories you've told, what you believe, the shifts, right? The things running through you, the lack of confidence, the procrastination, limited belief, all of those things, they are all within you because it was programmed within you. Somebody said something sometime that you stored within yourself, and now they are holding on to your energy. They are holding on to a lot of the resources that you need to power the future, right? The other thing I want you to see, and for those who have questions, please let me know if you have questions. Let's see. Just passing through. Oh, good, good, good. Yes. Thanks for those who stopped by. Definitely. Okay. And I see more people joining also on Instagram. Greetings, everyone. Feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to share as well. Invite more people to join in, like, subscribe, right? All of those things. So this is very, very deep. I know it's quite deep because it's going to give back within you to major, major shift if you really sit still to comprehend what I'm sharing right now. First of all, I want you to know the past, the present, and the future. Every time, all of the time, they are always within you at the same time. You are carrying, right, the memories of your past, meaning what you extracted from everything that has happened to you, the ones you decided to store, to make sense of, right, with emotion, right? What meaning, what happened yesterday, right? Yesterday came and went. But what you rolled into today is the memory of yesterday. Not really everything that happened, but what you took out of that experience. So, what you take out of life, what you choose to embrace, who you choose to become, right, is based on the stories that you are layering on. So every single day, you're forming more memory. You're layering on, right, based on your extraction. Today is another opportunity. Everything you've experienced up until now, you're taking it in. You will remember the things you want to remember, right? You will store what you want to store, and the rest, you leave it, it goes. So those memories, okay, they are within you, consciously, subconsciously. And every day you're layering, you're growing, right? That's why a 5-year-old or a 2-year-old versus a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old or a 70-year-old, you realize that the life experiences, the cumulative, right, memory that they have, the life experiences that they can draw from, their wisdom, their experience is not the same, right? A 5-year-old, as right, will draw certain type of meaning out of life. A 50-year-old will draw different meaning out of life simply because of what you have experienced. So what you have experienced And everything you've extracted from those experiences, you are carrying all of those things around. Now, what to watch out for is that how you draw meaning out of life, if it is a toxic way of drawing meaning, it also means you are carrying a lot of toxicity. And this is what weighs people down. Okay. If you have unprocessed emotions or like anger, like unforgiveness, things happen to you, people did things to you, you didn't forgive them, you didn't process it well, you've stored it within yourself with positive energy, positive charge. You are carrying those things within you, right? You are carrying it within you. All of the people who hurt you and you didn't forgive. When we talk about trauma and all of those things have come and gone. But the memory and the stories and the emotion tied to those experiences, they are within you right now. Right? They are within you. You are carrying it. The question is, what are you going to do with those things? Because what I like yesterday when I was explaining and the resource on spiritual psychology available in my school, Toyin Academy, one of the things I was also helping people do is one of the things you want to process about the past is forgiveness, gratitude. And the worksheet is available in my school. You can download it and do that work. Because if you don't if you don't read yourself, all of those stories, trust me, energy is trapped in that. Whenever you feel yourself say you don't have time, you don't have money, you don't have resources, you don't have all of these things to work on the future, on the better future you want, it's because they are trapped in the past. And again, when I say the past, is that they are stored within you, okay, as negativity. And every form of negativity is energy. You're an energy being, right? Because you are not you weren't made to be holding and storing those things. They're going to seep out one way or the other, right? Our system was not, it's like a computer. And imagine storing, you download something from the internet and there's a virus attached to it. And now you drop it in your computer. It's sitting, there are viruses now on your computer. The computer was not, it wasn't designed to operate with viruses. You now have to scan it, delete the viruses so that your system can now work, right, proactively, right? So you were never designed to hold viruses are there, negativity, toxicity, toxic thoughts, they are there to weigh you down. They keep you, listen, they don't help you fly. When I talk about quantum leap, one of the things you have to do, the inner work you have to do is you have to walk through all of those things and set yourself free. Because when you don't set yourself free, you will not have enough energy. You will find yourself, you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough resources, you don't have enough time to bring in the future, because this is how it is, right? And I have this diagram where the present is the present, it's a door into your future, right? But usually what happens is that you can only create the future now. Okay, this is something you have to understand. Let me take a little bit more time explaining and dissecting this. This is how life is. Those who procrastinate, this is why you can, procrastination is another, it's hibernation, right? Procrastination is hibernation. The energy you're supposed to use today, you sent it into a future that doesn't exist, that you cannot impact, that you cannot influence. So let's say you had 100% energy bank. It's like taking 20% and saying you don't want to use it, and you are storing it in a folder. Listen, these are the things people do that really, 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 really is not helping them accelerate their journey into success. Okay? Because when it comes to business development, all of those things, if you don't deal with these things, they will come and rob your ability to achieve success, right? So this is how it works. You have the past, call it folder A. You have the present, call it folder B. You have the future, call it folder C. All of them, they are within your system right now. Folder A is your memory bank. What happened yesterday, all of those things, they are stored within you. Today is what you're working on. This is the folder that is open today, right now. This is all you can influence. This is all you can shift. This is all you can impact. This is where you do work in now. The folder that you have open with in front of you right now that you're focused on is the only one you can shift, you can adjust, you can write on, you can type on, you can imprint. Okay, think about imprint. Okay, this is the one you can influence. When you are done tonight, that folder, when you close your computer and you sleep, you close your eyes and you sleep, your memory will do something, right? Your mind will do something. It will take that, all the files, everything you worked on today, it will move it into past, right? It will move it into past, store it. When you sleep and wake up tomorrow, this is what happens. It will open a new folder. Tomorrow, when you wake up, becomes today, a new folder will be opened. So you can never touch the future. You don't touch the future because the future arrives in now. Right? When you finish now, now is stored in the past. When you sleep and wake up, another now is given to you. Okay? So you cannot you cannot touch tomorrow. Tomorrow rolls in and meets you now. So life, all of life is lived in now. Right? Now is all you've got. Now, this moment. This is where your energy, focus, attention, this is the only thing you can imprint. This is the only thing you can influence. This is the only thing you can impact. Now, this moment, now, this is where decision is made. And the decision you make now will influence your past, and it's the door into tomorrow. Because when you wake up tomorrow, the person who wakes up into tomorrow, you've added on, you become a copy of your decisions. Right? Your decisions make you. So if you want tomorrow to be different, you actually have to make that call today. Anytime you want tomorrow to look different, that decision is resting on today. What you do today, the decisions you make today, is what will make tomorrow different. Tomorrow doesn't change if you don't make it change. Right? And then let's come to why it's so important as well to think about what you're thinking about, because how you're thinking also about today is a reflection of your past. That same past. How you've set yourself, how you've oriented yourself, how you've programmed yourself, and you've allowed other people to program you is who you are today. So unless you disrupt that person today, tomorrow will roll in with the same identity. Right? So when we say mindset, what sets the mind? What sets it? It's everything that has happened up until now. Everything that has happened, how you processed it, what you know, what you've experienced, your conclusions about your experiences, that's your setting. That's your set. That's your orientation. And the question now is it set in a way to help you create the future you want? And a simple way to assess that is, does your past look like your future? Does the past, does today, does yesterday, everything you experienced yesterday and everything you're experiencing today, is it what you want to continue to experience? If your answer is yes, good job. Shut this off. Keep going. You don't need this anymore. You are set. You've arrived. You are all set. Really, you are set. You are set for everything. But trust me, if your answer is no, that means you need improvement. Something has to change. Your job is to find out what needs to change. Your job is to find out What are the limitations within you that is not going to help you create the future you want? The person that you are, the way you communicate, the skills that you have, the knowledge you embody, the relationship you've been able to unlock for yourself, on and on and on and on. It's all within you. Check in with yourself. Is it sufficient for that future that you want? Again, if the answer is yes, congratulations. Keep going. Nothing else. I don't need to say anything else to you. You're fine. You're all set. But trust me, this is where the work is. This is where the work is when you realize that there are limitations tied to the past, not enough knowledge, not enough skills, not enough relationship, not enough skills. And when I say skills, not just business skills, I even mean communication skills, character, time management, self-discipline, emotional intelligence, a whole long list of things people have never ever worked on. So what it means is that the past hasn't gifted you all the skills you need for the future. When the past hasn't given you everything you need for the future you want, today is when you start, right? Adding on. This is where education comes in. The only reason we need to educate ourselves is because we want to expand capacity. You want to create, anytime you want to create something new you've never created before, it means the memory bank, right, is missing. It doesn't have enough knowledge, skill, capacity to create something new beyond what it has already created before. So there's a capacity that you have today, and that capacity is allowing you to achieve your current levels of success. When you want your future to be more successful, more impactful, when the person, the version of you that you see 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, when that vision of your future, of that future, that person, ask yourself, how does that person think? What does that person say? What is the capacity of that person? Right? What types of relationship does that person have? How does the person communicate? What platforms does that person stand on? What influence does that person have? On and on and on. And that work is the work of now. It's not the work of tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow, you can never do anything in tomorrow, right? Because it's an empty folder that doesn't exist. When you wake up every day, life will just give you a new folder called now. What do you want now? What are you doing now? What decisions do you want to make now? Where do you want to go now? What do you want to eat now? Life will be asking you questions. What do you want to wear? What do you want to read? Right? On and on. Life will just be saying, what do you have your own personal assistant speaking in your mind? What do you want? Wake up, good morning, right? What do you want to eat for breakfast? And you stroll, you say, okay, so this morning is egg. Oh, where are you going? Oh, I need to get to the office. Okay, after the office, what's next? Within you, life is constantly asking you this question. What are you doing? Where are you going? How do you want to spend your time? Who do you want to see? Who do you need to call? Those things are going on within you every moment. What do you want to click on on social media? You are scrolling. Next, you are telling your assistant, next, next. Trust me, your physical body is the assistant of your spiritual self. Yeah. You are telling your body, scroll. I need to scroll. And if you're on dating app, you're saying to the left, I need to do. Your body is under your programming. Right? You tell it to go left, it goes left. Right? You tell it to go, oh, this. You tell it to click, it clicks. You are controlling your body with your mind. And there are consequences for decisions and indecisions, right? Decisions you don't make now will influence what will happen when you wake up tomorrow. Indecisions of this moment, in a way, will affect how soon what you're looking for, how soon it will arrive. Right? So, in a way, today, if you don't, this moment is the door into the future. It is the door. How you enter each moment, the decisions you make in each moment is going to seriously, seriously influence what you meet, what you are going to experience. I think somebody's asking, I don't know if that is somebody asking to comment or ask a question. Okay, maybe I think the app may be playing some tricks. But anyway, feel free to type your questions, or if you want to come up to the stage, definitely raise your hand. I'll start wrapping up now because this is deep. It's deep. I'm just giving you the highlight, the resources, the work you need is available at toyinyumesiri.academy. And why is even that work important? When I talk about the inner work skills development, is that if who you are today, okay, is not enough to give you the tomorrow you want, what are you going to do? And the quality of the decision, how you even respond to what I just shared, is also going to be a conclusion of your mindset. Right? So if your mind is set on, oh, no time to do this, oh, no money to do that, oh, this, it's the story you're telling yourself. Nobody said that. And the stories you tell yourself will continue to govern your life and also keep you bound or set you free. Right? The thoughts within you, which is why you have to do this work. If you want to set yourself free and you want to accelerate your journey into the future, because at the end of the day, the future you want to see can arrive sooner if you dedicate yourself, right, to doing the work that will create that future. If you have the skills, the knowledge, the relationship, you can manufacture, you can cook. Let me put it this way. Whatever it is you want to eat today, if you want to eat, say, spaghetti, if you have all the ingredients in your house right now and you have the time and dedicate time, that means you can eat spaghetti for dinner now. But if what you want to eat, you don't have the equipment, you don't have all that it takes today, it means there's delay. It means you no matter, you can wish it. That means you cannot get it. Some people are enjoying today the future of their dream. In fact, part of what you're enjoying today was once upon a future you were building, you were busy building 5, 10 years ago. If you can travel into 10 years ago, the investments you made in yourself, the decisions you made, I'm sure if you can remember, there was a point you said, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to travel, I'm going to do this. That decision created this moment. That's how powerful decisions are. So until you make another decision about the next 10 years, about the next five, right? If you don't tell yourself in 10 years' time, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to, if you don't paint a picture to something new, if you don't dedicate yourself to getting the new skills that will help you get something new, to investing in a new way, trust me, 10 years from now will look like today. This is how it works. It's how it works. Right? People who do not change, who do not learn, who do not grow. In fact, the speed of your growth is what will bring in all you want faster. Because if the distance between point A and point B, say 5 miles, the person who runs faster will arrive sooner. The person who is still strolling and being distracted and going, turning right, may not even arrive, right? That's also something to watch out for. Is that if you don't focus on where you're going, if you don't run fast, if you don't speed up, if you are not intentional and you are losing it, you are dissipating energy, you are here, you're there, you divide yourself in 15 ways in a day, you scroll a little here, you scroll there, 4 hours here, 5 hours here, none of it contributing to getting you into that future. It's a waste. You wasted today. You definitely wasted what could have contributed in towards helping you build that future. You gave it all to TikTok. When you start giving 4 hours every day to dimensions that is not contributing to your acceleration into a future, listen, nobody is telling you this. Tell yourself the truth. It's a waste. Because when you check in for that folder, when you move into tomorrow, what did you extract? How did that thing contribute towards memory? What did it gift you? Zero. Part of it, people say entertain, enjoy. 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours entertainment. In your memory, all it is, feel good. Did it teach you something new that you can use? Did it empower you? Did it give you confidence? Did you help you get money? Did it connect you to the right people? What did it do? It stole your time. Many of the vices today are stealing people's time. And it becomes the past. So the past now is taking and robbing from your future. Because today, again, is an opportunity for you, okay, to lay the foundation for tomorrow. Because when you wake up tomorrow, whatever you do today is what you wake up with. If you learn something new today, the version of you that will wake up tomorrow will be different. If you don't learn, the version of you that will wake up tomorrow is old. Like when you don't upgrade, you'll be running Windows 95. Right? But Windows have gone, the world has gone. The world has moved past you. Look around you. People are upgrading every single day. They are learning new things. They are forming associations. They are traveling. They are exposing their minds to dimensions of new possibilities for their future. Are you doing the same? No, look around you. People are like chasing dreams, learning new skills, AI, blockchain, this, right? Business, this. Listen, marketing, sales. You can hear the narrative. You can see it all around you. People are doing things. That's how the world is. People are upgrading every single day. People are not sitting still. But trust me, most people in the world, while others are running into that future, empowering themselves to be relevant in that future, most people are giving 5 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours down the drain every single day. And you think the future will not look like the past. Listen, you're set. If you don't do anything new, if you don't radically shift yourself, reorient yourself, wake up yourself, tell yourself something new, like, listen, look in the mirror and tell yourself, we are going ABC. You've got to orient yourself towards higher goals. You have to do new things for you to grow. That's how skills are developed. Listen, if you go to the gym and you don't do anything new, nothing new, you will not see anything new. Nothing new will show up. You just look the same way. So let me stop there, because at the end of the day, I also know that not everybody is prepared for this type of message. Because in my school, Toyin my students go deeper, because all of the work you have to really do is actually on you. Because when you change, your reality will be transformed. Thank you so much for everybody that joined. Okay, let's see. There's a comment here. Let me bring it up. Okay, thanks for the practical, useful, and interesting classes. Helpful for many. Also, there are many thoughtful points to be practiced to help improve people's lives. Problem with the coaching and teaching classes given. Absolutely. The thing is that I'll tell you the truth. Most people in the world do not have access to the transformative resources that the top people in the world have access to. Because you see, the world starts, it's how, let me put it this, how hungry are you? What are you hungry for? How hungry are you? How much investment do you want to make in that future? How soon do you want what it is you want? In fact, your own belief system. Do you even believe what are you believing for? Or you are not believe, or you've already told your story, not you've already arrived. I actually suspect most people have arrived. They've arrived at the heights of success for themselves, right? The story they told themselves, the stories of the past told them success was XYZ. And so they went after XYZ, they attained it, and they are comfortable there. Because that's the story the past told you. The past told you when you attain this level, you're done. The past did that. But trust me, the moment you start hearing another voice within you telling you there's more, there's more, there's more, it's trying to tell you, don't settle here, don't settle here. There's more, there's more. Where is that more? It means there is more within you. Because the future, when we talk about the future is a construct of your own evolution, of your own ascension. When you say the next level is not external. Look around you. The world doesn't change for you. You change for the world. The world you want to see, you change for it. Listen, you can't control the world, pretty much. The world doesn't, right? But you will change to experience a higher dimension of this same world. Because in this moment in time, there are people experiencing what you could have been experiencing. There are people enjoying what you could have been enjoying if you did what they did, and you know what they know, and you are where they are. You will be getting what they are getting. That's how life is. It's like sowing and reaping. Excuse me. If you sow corn, you will get corn. Those who sowed corn yesterday, they will reap what they sow. And if you don't sow anything, you don't reap anything. Period. Start a business, you don't start. The people who started 5 years from now, you will see their life. 5 years ago, you were supposed to start. You didn't start. The people who started 5 years ago, today, you and them are not at the same level. Why? They ascended, you did not ascend. They invested, you didn't invest. They created, you didn't create. They struggled to become a higher version of themselves. You didn't do that. So when you see today where they are, the things they are doing, the things they are enjoying is a reflection of the decisions they made and the investment, right? The decisions they made. And you also are a reflection of your indecisions, right? The consequence of procrastination is the future doesn't show up. The future you are dreaming about doesn't show up because you didn't create it, you didn't manifest. That's the ultimate consequence of procrastination. So everybody that keeps procrastinating, you're just kicking your future. You're putting more distance between you and your future. Right? Because for the future to appear, you are the one to bring it in. For your spaghetti, whatever you want to eat, I just use this story. If you want to eat spaghetti, will it just arrive? No, you say, I want to eat spaghetti, and then you invest. You invest in acquiring everything that will help you cook, that will help you manifest. I always say manifestation are the results of your own thoughts, belief system, and actions. Right? Your thoughts, energy, your mind, your emotions, your belief system, what you think is possible for you, your desires, hopes, dreams, and aspirations, and what you actually do. The action you take is how you manifest. If you don't take action, you don't think, you don't process things, you don't believe, all things are possible to them that believe, right? You don't believe that the future belongs to you. You sit down and you're like, future, future. Well, future is also saying, create it, get to work, show up for it, right? Show me you believe by the moves you're making. In fact, your moves will dictate what will move for you. The moves you make will dictate what will move and shift for you. So when you don't move, nothing moves. You are the force here on earth. You are the force for your own lives, dreams, and aspiration. You are an energy being. Emotion is energy in motion. So if you don't focus, if you don't discipline yourself today, not tomorrow, today, every day is today. Life is lived one day at a time. If you don't have daily practices, daily disciplines, if you don't know how to use 24 hours to create, to influence your future, that you, you've even lost the one life 101. That's the first lesson in life. All of life is lived one day at a time. Like that is just foundational principle of life. Foundational principle of success, a success life, is that all of this life that God will give to you is a day. He will hand it over to you one by one. Right? All of life is one by one. He'll give you one today. When you are done, it will become memory. You sleep, you wake up. God gives you another day according to his own wish. He gives you one more. You spend another day. Good. Right? You are writing your life. Actually, you are the one crafting your life, deciding what you're deciding. Every moment that's been gifted to you, every decision you make, 1 minute, 1 second, 1 hour, right? Every day of every day, you decide that. God doesn't come and say, this. If you don't let God into your moment, if you don't allow him to influence your decisions, you are running your life anyhow you want. Nobody can tell you what to do. You are the boss of you. You are the boss of you. At a minimum, one of my classes just say, lead yourself well, self-leadership, part of EQ. I just hope that that boss of you, you are the good boss. You are a kind boss. You are generous with yourself. You are gentle with yourself. You are leading yourself in a way that you will be proud of yourself. The EQ class in my school helps you understand how to lead yourself in a way that you can go from point A to point B without self-sabotaging, without telling yourself a story that is destructive to that future. Oh, you don't have this. Oh, nobody will help you. Oh, because I'm black. Oh, because of my accent. Oh, because of this. Oh, because of that. Oh my gosh. You can't make these things up. The sounds you hear in your own head. Oh, this, listen to how I'm saying this. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, those things come out from your past. Oh, right? They are noises. They are noises that you need to tune off, delete, and start playing a new sound. Those who are in the gym, the sound they play, the sound makes them take action. But like Rambo, what's like, okay, Mission Impossible, boom, 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 boom. That sound is different from the wimpy one that is saying, oh, you can do this. That's the people who are taking action. Listen, they play a different tune, a different vibration that tunes them to high vibe. There's a different sound that must live within you. That's why I say, if you don't have an internal sense of urgency, whose job is it to make you run your race? Who's responsible for telling you to hurry up? That's why I say you are the boss of you. If you allow yourself to lazy around, do nothing, scroll here, scroll there, a little here, a little there, listen, you're not a good boss. Because very, very soon, this is what leads to regret. People wake up at a certain time in life and tell themselves you didn't make the right choices out of life. You will look yourself in the mirror and then you will assess yourself. Life will assess you, but if ultimately you assess yourself, you will be the judge of you first. At a certain age, people will now say, if I had known, I could have done that. Oh, Toyin told me that. By that time, though, the energy to create, you don't have it anymore. Right? Because all the energy gifted to you, you gave it to TikTok. You gave it all away. Scroll here, dissipating energy. When energy is gone, energy that you're supposed to create the future, so that when you arrive in the future, you have legacy. You tell your kids, you take this house, You take this business, because you used your energy to create legacy, right? The program 30 keys to unlock success. The first thing, 30, there were over 7 hours in my school. I spent 30 days dropping 30 keys to unlock success. Legacy is the first key. Your job is to use your time, energy, and resources to create legacy, something that will last. If you don't create something that would last, you will show up into the future with nothing. Energy goes away. You see, this energy, you can transform it to create something, to create legacy. Or you can give it to other companies that need your energy, that is taking your time. Platforms will tell you, keep scrolling. They are using your energy to make money. You bring in your energy and you stay on those platforms. They make money out of that decision. You didn't make money, they did. That's why I say use social media. Don't let social media use you, because instead that you're using your energy to power the future, or you're giving that energy to those other people who need you. At least an employer will pay you for using your energy. These platforms, do they pay you? At least an employer, for bringing your energy and using, whether 4 hours of your energy is what they use, they will give you cash back. All of these platforms you are giving all your energy to, what are they paying you? Be careful. If you're an entrepreneur, take my classes, because I'll teach you how to use social media to build legacy, to build impact. You will build your reputation, you will build your brand, you will build your business, you build your marketing strategy, you will use social media to sell, you will use it to prepare and send your message all over the world. These platforms are powerful in the hands of those who know what to do with it. And in the hands of people who do not have a strategy, or do not have clarity of intention of what it is they are building for their future, it is actually a time killer, destiny killer, waste. It's just terrible. It's like it can cut for you or cut against you, depending on that thing in your hand, your cell phone. Is it ruling your life, or you are ruling it? That's the disease of this era. It's the wealth, and it's also, right, people who don't know how to use it, something powerful, right? Anyway, I know I've said a lot. Okay, Miss, there are more comments. Says this is powerful. Your move will dictate what will move for you. You are the force. Yes. Says many people are also blaming their life is fate, no luck, or they were not destined for it, or their family or country background. Again, Shiju, right? Okay. Let me tell you, everything you just said in of itself is a programming. It's a programming of a community, right? That is not focused on wealth building. Because wealth builders, they don't tell themselves that same story, right? So it's lack of exposure. Lack of exposure will make people arrive at conclusions that will self-sabotage. And whatever you believe is true. If you believe that you cannot influence the future, you will not influence the future. If you believe that what will be will be, what you be will be, you settle for whatever life gives you. If you believe that nothing is helping you, it will not help you. What you believe is what you are going to experience, is what you are going to, right? And this is why this work is important. Many people have not done this work. Many communities have not done this work. They don't even believe in education. They don't even believe in personal development. Guys, are you ready for the truth? If you're a Christian and you are praying, 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 I'm telling you, the answer to those prayers is in work. Faith without work is dead. Dead. Nothing. 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 Think about the parable of the sower. The word of God is coming. As potent and powerful the word of God is for your life, if it meets a heart that is not prepared, if it lands on the heart that is not at peace, It's life cares and life you choke it out. All these stories, limiting belief. This is Biden. This is Ukraine war. Is this that. Every day, do you know some people? The full-time job every day is to be talking about the problems of the world, not solving their own problems. Do you know that? Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down, guys. Don't get me. Let me just calm down. I'm not here to. I don't want to. I'm not here to bash anybody. I want to be empowering. That's my own. It's not that I don't see any of these things, but I choose not to. I don't want to call anybody out. That's not my job. That's not my job. That's not my tone. That's not my direction. My focus is equipping those who want to drastically shift into higher dimensions. So I've brought, you see how I regulated myself? You see how I regulated myself? Because it's a trap. It's a trap to be complaining. It's a trap to be throwing darts at people. It's a trap to be talking about things you cannot control. It's a trap. I know that. And I noticed when Mr. Shiju was saying this, they, them, the moment you start saying they, them, they steal your energy. So I'm like, no, I'm not touching that. Do what you need to do. Live life the way you want to live. Believe what you want to believe. You will see the fruits of that belief system. But for those of us, so let me face my own people. There are some people you cannot win. Do you understand? Part of their own problem is that they are so busy calculating what is wrong with everybody, they cannot see what is wrong with their own life. It's okay if that's your MO. Keep moving, just keep moving. Shift for us. The full-time job that we now have is to just discipline ourselves. And anybody that is not ready to discipline themselves, that is not ready to do the inner work, that is not ready to acquire new skills for success, it's okay. In fact, they are not really they're not on my radar. Like I don't want them, these are the toxic voices. You need to move them out of your system and then focus. You have to stay focused. Every moment you have to stay focused because certain voices will say, what about this? What about that? I'm like, no, 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 no. You do you, you do you, you do you, you do you. The people that I can support, the people I can help, those are people who want next level dimensions of results. They want to build businesses that can compete at the highest levels. They want to build it right. They want to build legacy, and they don't want to spend the next 20 years figuring it out. They want to learn fast. They're ready to show up. They're ready to discipline themselves. They're ready to invest. They're ready to accelerate their journey to business growth and success. Those are the people I do this work with. Every other person, God bless you. Let's zen out. Let me zen out. Do you in peace? Let's just. Oh my gosh. Shiju, listen. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm okay. I'm reading. If you want to come up to the stage, come up to the stage. The truth is that I don't like stories that they are not progressive. That's part of the thing we have to watch out for. You understand? I try to focus on mobilizing people forward because part of the past, okay? Oh, should I go into this? Okay. Part of the past, which you have to watch out for, even in religious quarters, Christians, faith, you have to listen to the voices. You have to be careful. Um, the voices you're listening to, even those who are leading you, those who led you in the past. Ask yourself, can they lead you into the future, even in spiritual matters? You have to, because there are many spiritual, because I see you're quoting Bible. Listen, fine. I pray what you're quoting is inspiring people forward. You know why? Who do people want to hear the truth? Mr. Bosede. If you want to go there, spiritual matters. You see, there were 12 spies sent. Those 12 spies, they were leaders. Oh. They were leaders to go and check out the promised land. All these things and promises God has told you about the future. All the things you've been believing for. 12 leaders were selected among the people and said and told, go and verify, go and check. They are right at the doorstep of destiny, right? They were right at the doorstep of possibility. They've traveled from afar. They left Egypt. There was a promised land, and they were right there at the edge. They selected 12 leaders, not regular people, able people, the best among them, to go and spy. 10 of those leaders brought messages of fear. Be careful. This is the time you have to be careful. The people who call themselves your leaders, that have been leading you and dumping fear on you, that is your past as well. It's part of that past. Religious beliefs, wrong doctrines of fear is one of those things. If you drag it into the future, it drags you down. 10 spies, leaders among the people, came back with a message of serious, like, oh, giants like them, oh, is this, oh, is that, I'm being dramatic, right? And everybody heard that fear mongering voice, and they were like, why did God bring us here? Oh, this, that, when. Okay. They programmed the people for failure. Some people have programmed their church members for failure simply by the picky things they are picking out of scriptures, just to tell you this is this, that is that, claim it and fame it. You are blessed. Drop this money here. Your life will change. Oh, this, listen, this is the time when all of those things, they've not been working. You better interrogate and investigate, right? How you're going to propel yourself forward, because those things have not been working. Miss Abba said they go on. You wanted to say something? Okay, maybe can you mute? How do we mute? How do I help you mute? Mr. Bossede. Oh, okay. I want you to share, but I know you're also busy, right? So even when we talk about the past and the future, through scripture now, for those who are Christians, let's go there. The mentality of Egypt that made people weak and not equipped to fight battles. You see, the past appeared in the present and robbed them of the future. Right? The stories that the 10 spies, when they experienced the promised land, instead of focusing on the beauty, on the gifts of the promised land, they focused on their opponents. The opponent they're supposed to like finished in one, right? So they brought a story. The story they extracted. 10 people extracted stories of fear. 2 leaders extracted stories of faith. That's what's happening today. People can experience the same thing. But if you haven't worked on yourself, if you haven't built up enough faith within you, if you don't check in with your own heart, no matter what has happened, even when you're coming from Egypt, if you want your future not to look like Egypt, listen, you've got to orient. But guess what happened? Because of the stories of those 10 leaders, they had to go back and relive their past. Yeah. People who don't do this work, they relive the past. You're not ready to fight. You're not ready to focus. You're not ready to learn. You're not ready to educate. You're not ready to show up. You're not ready to do anything new. The past just keeps repeating because that mindset is set on creating something for you. It will keep creating it. So yes, while people will throw scriptures and all of those things, trust me, be careful how you interpret scriptures as well. Be careful. That's one of the things you have to be careful about today. Any message that makes you afraid, any message that gives you anxiety, any message that gives you fear is robbing you of God's promises for your life. Any story Because trust me, we live in religious quarters and this, oh, be blessed, drop this money here, and then your promises, oh, the future, oh, just pay this and this will do, hey, shout a bigger, oh, we know. Listen, listen, listen. I preach in churches. So while I in the public, listen, I'll tell you this. Everything that I teach has right faith-based principles baked in. I'm also saying check your belief system. Within it, check in to make sure there aren't stories that you've heard from different voices that is giving you fear and you are now afraid of taking the steps God is asking you to courageously take. That story is within your system and stored in memories. Delete those viruses and set yourself free. Hi, Mr. Bosede. Are you ready to talk? I also see Mr. Is it Mr. Shiju also here? Um, who wants to go first? Mr. Bosede, are you ready? You came up first, and then I'll give Shiju time as well. But if you're not ready, I'll pass it on to Shiju. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi. I was hearing you. Interesting. Actually, I wanted to ask you the question that because when you say spiritual, the connection in psychology, is it spiritual? You are focusing on the spirituality also. That is what I wanted to know here because
Right.
many spiritual things we are not able to see with our visible eye. There are negative forces or evil forces we can say in the world which affect our future, which block us from reaching our blessings or promises we have in our life on planet Earth. So
Mm.
I was just asking about that which
Okay.
angle it is being discussed.
Okay, I like. Okay, first thing, let's go to basics. Let's lay the foundation. Okay, let's lay the foundation. Number one, do you believe you are a spiritual force? Do you believe? Because everything this is okay. Do you believe you are a spiritual force? Shiju, do you believe you are a spiritual force?
Well, the problem here, it's like this. We have limited time on
You've
planet
not
Earth.
answered. Listen, let's get back home. This is why we want to be very, very direct. This is also part of the programming. I asked a very direct question. You are going indirect. Do you believe you are a spiritual force? It's a yes or no, or maybe if you are not clear.
I'm dependent on the Creator.
No. No matter what religion you practice, no matter what faith, you as a being, do you believe you carry a spiritual force? You, not right? Yes or no, because it's going to determine how I respond. See, these are the things happening in life. We cannot even agree on just this thing. Life requires us to
You're
be
human.
clear. Let's be clear. Do you believe you are a spiritual force?
As a human being, I have there is a force in me, right?
In you, okay. There's
Inside you.
yes. So let's get clear. I like to personalize this thing. When you know you are a spiritual force, part of being a spiritual force is knowing that you have energy and gifts. There are many things that comes with it, but at a minimum, you are gifted spiritually and you actually carry energy, right? Power energy comes out from you. Physically, you need energy to power your physical body. That's why we eat food. Your digestive system extracts energy from plants and stuff you eat to power the cells of your body. That's the physical realm. Your spiritual side also connects to your mind, your thinking thoughts. This is measured by sciences. Your thoughts, right, emits energy. Your emotion, the definition of emotion is energy in motion. There is energy permeating, going up and down within your system. So the entirety of a human is powered by energy, and the energy is stored in different places. Energy stored in the body, energy stored in the mind, energy stored in the heart, right? Even the heartbeat is energy. That's why if a heart, they will shock it, they will release electricity is within you. There's also another dimension of spirituality. The reason you have to go to spirituality is when we're talking about business. When I start teaching my clients on business, I have a method in my school called creator method. I tell you, a business, right? Every business is based on an idea. Where did that idea come from? It's a spiritual gift. Okay? Every business is built on an idea that you generated within you, right? Based on that idea, you believe in it, and now you say you want to create in physical realm, physical reality. You want to give back to that idea. You want to build a building, but that building, that idea started in your imagination, right? So those who do not connect to the non-physical side of them cannot do entrepreneurship and business really well, because that energy, that idea is here for you to invest in and create. So that's why belief system affects how people do life. If you don't believe you are a spiritual force, you will only be operating out of your physical strength, and that in of itself is very, very, very limited in what it can do in the world. But the moment you start connecting with your own mind and understanding how it connects with your spiritual, which is spiritual psychology, the connection of that non-physical side of you, right? What nobody can touch. Even when doctors go on that, right, to scan the body, they cannot see your mind. They can see the physical organ. They can see your heart beating. But the forces that helps you do all of those things cannot be touched with the physical senses. But it can be measured. There are many instruments that science, right, is now using to measure the energy field of human, right? That you actually emit energy. You function almost like a magnet. Science has caught up with all these things we've already known in the Bible. Okay? They now use equipment to measure the energy of your brain, the energy of, right? So sciences at a minimum, they've identified that something non-physical emits from you, every human. Now, the strength of it, the reach of it, there's a lot more work there. But anyway, that's where that is landing from. Now, when it comes to forces or this or right, I get it, but I'm telling you, most of this work is work within us. Many people's energy, when I use that word energy, right, that you use energy to do work, right? Remember physics, energy is to do work, kinetic energy, potential energy. Okay, the energy that you have that you're going to use to do work, to create, to transfer, to create your result and realities, right? If you don't have enough energy, you'll be tired. That's when people will say they don't have this, they don't have that. But there are many things. This is why we talk about spiritual principles, all of those things that you can do. Knowledge is one of those things that will give you more power. That's why they say knowledge is power. The more you know, the more skills you have, the more capacity you build, you'll be able to do much more in life. That's why people ought to be prioritizing education. And I've found that people who need it the most seek it the least, simply because in their past, in their culture, in their community, nobody has told them the power of knowledge and education to empower you to higher levels of operating in life. That's why the Bible says people perish for lack of knowledge, right? So I know I said a lot, but maybe in future episodes, like if you are in my school, you already know this thing. Maybe I'll frame it more in terms of why I share things the way I share it, is that there are spiritual principles that if you don't understand them, you cannot use them, right? If you understand them, they will give you more insights. You'll be able to power your life differently, right? That's why I say knowledge, right? Knowledge is power. Bible talks about that as well. But there's a whole lot more to spiritual psychology. But trust me, when you start realizing that the mind in of itself, right, an idea has to be nourished, and a mind that is not equipped or programmed to help you bet your idea Many people's mind right now will choke it. Will, right? If your thoughts are like, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that, and an idea is being presented to you as a possible future for you, and all of the stories and programming of your current mind is telling you it's not possible. You just killed, you choked your own ideas. All of these things are happening within you. But if you really want to do this work, your mind must ascend to the levels of your ideas. If you want to go to space, if let's say you have an idea, God says you're going to go to space, Elon Musk, guess what you have to do? The moment you are saying yes to that idea, your mind, you must take your mind, you must now educate yourself to the level of that idea. Otherwise, you cannot implement that idea. You want to go to space, you don't want to learn physics, aeronautics, whatever space science, you don't want to be a space scientist, you cannot implement. So many people's mind is operating beneath their idea level, their gifts. You're going to be a governor. You don't want to learn speech writing and communication. Wow. The current mind cannot get you. When it cannot get you to the level of your idea, you have work to do. You have to ascend. You have to learn more. You have to get more skills to be able to do what God wants you to do. So that's one of the things, the gaps that is happening right now, is that people have ideas because their mind, the mind is beneath that idea. The mind will drag that idea back down. Right? The mind says you want to build a million, this business, you're going to do this, you're going to do. The mind says, no, calm down. The mind will keep listen, you're always going to operate at the level of the mind. No matter how big the dreams are, the mind will bring it down, choke it down. That's why if you don't want this mind to choke it down, you will ascend. You will send your mind on an errand to go and acquire the skills, acquire the knowledge, expose yourself to people doing those big things so that that mind will say, oh, we can do it. So that that mind will give you the confidence to pursue the heights of success. So if that mind is not giving you that confidence to say, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. If all you're hearing right now is when, you've not done this work. That's why I said the sound of people who are empowering themselves, the music they listen to, the sound they listen to. You know, when we say motivational speakers, inspirational speakers, only people in motion go out seeking for inspiration, motivation, challenging themselves, transformation. Everybody will be everybody else will say, when. You're like, let's go, when. Let's go do this, when. Whining is people who have told themselves their mind has dragged their hopes down to that level, instead of you telling your mind, you know what, you like it or not, enroll in this class. You like it or not, we need more knowledge, we need more skills, we need more relationship so that we can do everything we're here to do. That's how this is supposed to work. Supposed to work. Okay, that's it. Any other thoughts as I'm closing out today? Mr. Bossede, are you back with us? Thank you, everybody. I know I went whenever there are questions, I take this where I think it needs to go for them to serve the questions of the moment, because there's so much more to this. Visit toyinumesiri.academy. There are courses, programs, classes, over 300 resources in my school for those who want to achieve accelerated success in business. That's it. It's a wrap. Shijo, any other parting words as I close this out?
Yeah, I just wanted to, this is regarding the mind we are telling. One of the things is, we can have the positive or the negative, and many times people are depressed because of various problems they've been through, or they are going through. So even though they are, they understand many things, they are not able to do many things practically because of this depressions, or the past failures. So which you are telling about, the past impact you are telling. So people who have gone through difficulties in their life, it is a big challenge to come out of it and change and make the different changes. Especially after COVID, we see, a lot of people had a lot of dreams and goals to achieve, and or but it crashed one day, and and it
Mm,
took a
mm,
long time to,
mm.
and because of that, it affected many people. So that's only I just wanted to
I
share that.
Yes, and yes, that's where the world is right now. That's really where the world is. And so those who want to break out from that, you have to do something differently, which is, if you don't want the past to repeat itself, you have to take the courage to do something differently. That's really it. You have to do something differently. And until you are ready to do something differently, then nothing changes, right? So you actually have to take a step and do something differently. That's what I can offer anybody that feels that way, is you actually have to take the first step. And the first step is in doing something differently than you've always done. Yeah. And you have to, yeah, you have to do something differently. I don't know what else, right? Because yeah, nobody else can. You have to seek help. You have to do something differently. You have to take a step of faith. That's where it starts from. A step of faith. One step of faith is what gets you out of this. Yeah. Okay. No problem. No problem. I get it. Reach out if you have any questions. It's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for joining. See you around. Bye.